Oh, okay.
What Does It Mean to Die When You Can Live Until the End of the World? By Anne Rice, An Interview with a Vampire. The sources I used that aided me in writing this speech were The Witching Hour by Anne Rice, Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice homepage, CNN Entertainment, and MSNBC. Today I want to talk to you about Anne Rice's family, literary works, and her religious views and how this impacted her life. As they die, the ones we love, we lose our witnesses, our watchers, those who know and understand the tiny little meaningless patterns, those words drawn in water with a stick, and there's nothing left but the endless flow, and The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. Anne Rice has had a lot of tragedy in her family, but it still remains a central role in her life. She married her childhood sweetheart, Stan, in 1961. They attended San Francisco State University together, where he would later become a professor. He then became an author and an artist. He then died in 2002 after a battle with brain cancer for only 4 months. In 1972, they lost their first child, Michelle, to leukemia after her 5th birthday. In 1978, they then had their son, Christopher Rice. Anne Rice explains how he seemed like a gift from God, and her and her husband both stopped their heavy drinking that they had been partaking in since the death of their daughter. Anne now works and lives in California, where she can visit her son every day. Her son is openly gay, which has led her to become a gay rights activist. On her website, she explains that the controversy over bullying gays in schools and what can be done about it. Your thoughts are most welcome. I think the nation is in mourning now for a number of gay adolescents who have ended their lives. We all feel their sorrow. Although her home life can sometimes be extremely overwhelming, Rice has never let this stop her from creating her unique works of literature. She's been writing since 1970, and she is the national best-selling author of The Vampire Chronicles, which consists of 10 books, The Witching Hour series, which consists of 3 books, and her newest series, Christ the Lord, which depicts the life of Jesus Christ as a young child. Her most popular character is Lestat de Lioncourt. She explains that he is like her alter ego. On her website, she describes to an interviewer about how important Lestat is to her personally. She says, Lestat is my alter ego, lover, muse, and the unabashed hero of my crippled, genderless soul. I'm in love with the guy. I prowl the world looking through his eyes from time to time. For decades, there was nothing I couldn't express through Lestat's voice. On her website, Anne Rice declared that she no longer wanted to be considered a Christian. She writes, for those of you who care, and I understand if you don't, today I quit being a Christian. It's simply impossible for me to belong to this quarrelsome, hostile, disputatious, and deservedly infamous group. For 10 years I've tried, I failed, I'm an outsider, my conscience will allow nothing else. Throughout her life, she's always had problems deciding what her religious views should be. She grew up in a Catholic family going to church every Sunday, and then when she turned 18, she announced that she was an atheist, which she practiced for most of her adult life with her husband Stan. In 2002, she returned to Catholicism and denounced her supernatural works. And now, recently, she has decided to shun the church once again. In 2002, she decided she was going to be a Christian again. This was brought along by a diabetic coma that she had, and when she woke up, she decided she needed to reevaluate her religious beliefs. And this was also shortly after her husband had died. In a recent interview, she explained that even though she's leaving the Christian church, she will still worship God. She says in a CNN interview, but following Christ does not mean following his followers. Christ is infinitely more important than Christianity and always will be, no matter what Christianity is, has been, or might become. All of these different aspects of her life have added together to make her books extremely detail-oriented and her writing beautiful. I have been reading her books since I was 13, and she still remains one of my favorite authors. Now you know about Anne Rice's family, literary works, and her religious views. I would like to conclude with a quote that best depicts her work. From Interview with a Vampire, she wrote, I wanted love and goodness and this which is living death. It was impossible from the beginning because you cannot have love and goodness when you do what you know to be evil, what you know to be wrong. The end.